Kira. So I decided that I'm going to make a bunch of little videos for you to watch in case I can't be there for you every week, because I have to admit October is getting to be a busy month, and I want to be able to make sure that you still have those in-between days and weeks where you can work on your stuff in sequence. And if not, you can always flip between each order of the weeks if you want to work on creatures one week and then you start wanting to work on other things like back to characters, you can if you want to. But anyway, for this week, other than the creature stuff, which I think you already pretty got a good handle on, we're going to talk about props. So with prop design, you are probably the prop design kind of person. And I already was able to see it with how you were making your own gauntlets and building your own robots and stuff. So let's begin. And I have a few tips right here. I'm going to go ahead and open a new file just to show you. We'll just have a regular file like this. So with props, basically, you want to make sure of mostly, let's call it 3 points. Point number 1, you have to make sure that whatever thing you're inventing kind of makes sense. So a lot of the times people will make like a robot design or like a house design or like some kind of car or something, and then they'll just put stuff on top of each other and it doesn't look like it makes sense in the real world, like it's not something you can hold or touch or whatever. So you got to make sure that it's something you can kind of look at. So if you pass the design on to somebody else, they can either follow the instructions and how to put it together like in real life, or they can build it from like using CGI or 3D. So let's start by, let's make a pretend, let's implement your gauntlet design, for example. Okay, so how did that look like? There's the glove, and this is the right hand. And always, if you're not sure how something looks like in real life, you can always use the R word, aka reference. Reference. So like, let's say I'm gonna go look at like pictures of gauntlets. There you go. See that right there? Just look at a whole bunch of these. See? Wow! All of these things. Reference is magic. You should always use your magic powers, and there's different kinds. There's a full arm. So yeah, let's pick ones that probably are the easiest for now, like an easy peasy lemon cheesy one. Here's a nice one. Make sure you pick more than one reference, one set of reference though. It's not it doesn't take a lot of data to download these or even just like look at them and see what they look like. And you can always save the image in your computer if you wanna. So like let's for example, let's use that. And then when you draw something, you have to kind of practice not just drawing that thing, but sort of breaking it down into pieces. So when you break it down into pieces, you want to break down the big areas first, and then you take down the little areas next. Yeah, let's do it this way. This isn't the best way to do it, but you know, let's say you have like a piece of paper, and then you're doing it that way. See? And then you can change the perspective. Looks like he has a sharp nail. Yeah, you want to make sure you make it neater than what I'm doing now. This is just a rough and tumble example. Okay, so this is the front way of seeing it. And that's it. So more later in part 2.